Good evening, everyone. I'm Bette McCarthy, and I'm the chair of the Old Kings Highway Historic District Committee. And I'd like to call the meeting to order. To all persons deemed interested or affected by the Town of Barnstable Old Kings Highway Historic District Act under Section 9, Chapter 470, Acts of 1973, as amended, you're hereby notified that a hearing will be held tonight on the application listed on the agenda for July 26, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. This meeting will be held remotely on Zoom. We'd like to remind the applicant and audience members that we're elected volunteer committee following the guidelines of the Town of Barnstable Old Kings Highway Historic District Act. Any applicant or interested party who is aggrieved by the decision of this committee has the right to appeal the decision to the Old Kings Highway Regional Historic Commission. We ask this evening's proceedings that cell phones be turned off and conversations other than those before the committee take place outside of this remote meeting. When the applicant is called, we ask that the applicant and all interested parties identify themselves. And lastly, as best practice, for meetings held remotely, we may not be able to visually identify who's speaking. Pardon me, and we ask all committee members and participants to identify themselves before making any motions or comments. Online audience members wishing to participate during the public comment section of the hearing can use the raised hand button to notify the chair. Dial in audience members should press *9 on their phones to notify the chair. All participants will be muted and you must be recognized by the chair to participate. So the first order of business tonight is to take roll call. And we'll do that. George Jessup.
Here.
Wendy Shuck. I believe Wendy's not available. Ryan Golan. Leslie Wallace. And I myself. So we do have a quorum this evening. So we have the first item on our agenda is for Tara O'Keefe, 1106 Main Street, West Barnstable, map 178, parcel 013/002, built in 1910. And this is for signs, a new post and panel roadside sign, and a new wall sign. And now may I have a motion to open a public hearing?
George Jessup,
right.
we open a hearing.
And may we have a second?
Ryan Caholen, I'll second.
All right, and a roll call vote. Ryan Caholen,
Aye.
George Jessup,
Aye.
and Bette McCarthy, aye. So now we would like the applicant to make their presentation.
My name is Charlie Brennan from Simple Signs. I am representing Tara O'Keefe today for her sign, her new sign that she'd like at Compass Rose Center. The road sign, which we had an existing and proposed, as you can see on there, that's the proposed sign without the piece underneath. I don't know why that's on there. It's just the sign itself with two posts. It's 52 inches wide, 32 inches tall is the sign panel, which is 11.5 square feet. The colors, you guys have color swatches. It's like a plum and a goldish yellowy color. So that's the road sign itself. It's made of PVC. It'll be painted with latex paints. It'll be carved and installed by us. Then the building sign that you just pulled up right there, that sign is 48 inches wide by 60 inches tall, which is 20 square feet. That's roughly 120 feet from the road. by the time they put some landscaping in there, that's gonna be a little bit more obscure. Size wise, it's because it's so far from the road, that's why, you know, you're still not even gonna be able to read it greatly from the road. It's not gonna stand out, because the letters themselves are roughly 6 inches, which a 6-inch letter is good for 60 feet. So again, being 100 to 120 feet from the road, it's not gonna be overwhelming, that this sign right here, by no means. It's just to help people with directional when they pull into the property.
All
So
right.
that's also
We
made
have
of, it's
some-
also made of PVC, and it'll be the same colors, it'll be carved and it'll be the same colors.
Okay. All right, may we have some committee comments regarding this application?
Please.
George Jessup, what are your
Yes.
comments regarding?
It's remarkable how close to the size of the window that sign is. Was that intentional, Charlie?
No, that was what we were allowed by code, was 20 square feet.
Uh-huh.
So that's what we put up. And yes, we wanted to make it taller than wider, because it would just take up too much room and be too close to the windows at that point. So it looks more symmetric this way, we believe.
Well, it's almost perfectly aligned with the top and the bottom of the window.
It really is. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, and yeah, that's good. I have what's the background color?
Background color is a plum color.
Plum, okay. Yeah,
It's so
purple.
it's not really purpley. It's a dark plum.
Okay. It doesn't have the red in it. It's more bluish.
We're gonna go with the same color that actually the Plum Porch has down on Route 149 there. It's darker than what you see here. It's more like the swatches that we had turned in with our paperwork, but I'm not sure if you guys have enough time to get them or review them, but it's a little darker than what you see here.
Okay, nothing on the road sign, nothing in the way of a finial.
Yes, we were gonna put caps on top of it. I don't know why this picture does not have caps on it. We were gonna put caps with a ball on them,
With a ball,
with a ball.
opposed to just a plain hip style cap.
No, it'll have a ball on it, unless you guys have a different suggestion and want to do just like you said, a hip style cap one that it looks just like a small roof up there with some steps on it.
Well, the ball finial would have that same kind of sub base as opposed to just being sitting on top of it. What's the post material?
The post is it's PVC is what it is. It's wood wrapped in PVC.
So it's a sleeve.
It's not a sleeve that slides over it. It's 1/2-inch PVC, which is the same as AZAC house trim.
Yep.
And we wrap the post with that. It just looks really nice. It's not a shiny, cheap looking fence post sleeve. It's just a really nice sleeve.
And it should be painted white.
They will be white. We won't paint them because they are AZAC. If you paint them, they will peel, but it'll be white. It'll look like it's painted white. Absolutely.
Charlie, there is a paint specifically intended for AZAC.
Okay.
And when you paint with it, which we require,
Okay.
you stop the electrostatic charge from attracting the dirt, and boy, it attracts everything. Grass clippings, anything that has been moved by the air has an electrostatic charge and dirties up the posts, which is why we require that any PVC be painted with this special paint that will last as long as the post will last. I mean, it's 40, 50 years down the road. So it doesn't peel. use the cheap paint and it'll peel, but use the stuff that's designed for PVC, it won't.
Okay,
And-
we don't use cheap paint. We do use Hubbard for everything. Well, I'm gonna say 95% of our paint we get from Hubbard. And we use not Sherwin-Williams, Benjamin Moore for just about
Yeah.
everything we paint, so.
Well, Benjamin Moore should have a paint specifically designed for the AZAC.
Correct, because we have
And-
done them in different colors and had to paint these posts before, and we just get it from them. So we'll paint these white for sure then.
Okay, thank you. And for my part, I prefer the simple cap. It
Okay.
as opposed to the finial, which might be tempted to paint gold. I think the tenancy would be better served by the simple plain cap rather than the ball finish. That's everything for me. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Thank you, George. Ryan, what are your comments?
So I like the sign roadside. I like the fact that it comes up to a nice arch. Any reason why the sign on the side of the building doesn't follow a similar, pattern?
We were
Just
trying
to
to.
me, it looks like we're just covering a window up.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
guess you could say that, right? Yeah, we're
Yeah.
not covering the window up, but we could change the top of that sign if that was a requirement. We proof different things to the customer, to the client.
Sure.
And ultimately, we leave it in their hands because we probably gave her 3 different designs for this. I personally did not design this. One of our graphic designers did in-house here. But one of them probably was that option, and this is what she chose. But if we had to make changes to get approval, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, I would be very likely to approve it if it was consistent with the roadside sign.
Sure.
You
That
know,
makes
as it's presented here tonight. With the 2 different variations, I mean, that to me sticks out. If we're trying to keep the look, I think consistency with everything surrounding is important. And I don't think you'll find any rectangular signs. I kind of like the shape, and if it matches the roadside sign, that's even better.
Okay, yeah, we can absolutely do that. That's easy. That's just, just to redesign the top of it, and it'll flow perfectly because it'll go up around their logo.
Yeah, and I think at that point it defines it as a sign versus here used to be a window.
Right.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
And as much as I like the fact that the heights are in line, it looks like we're just trying to board over a window.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I get that. I didn't see that at first, but I do get that now that you say that. Yes.
So, but that's probably my only comment. Colors, I think work, and it's nice to see something happening there. So that's all from me.
Great.
Okay, thank you, Ryan. As far as my comments are concerned, I like the suggestion that George made to have a cap on the post. I think that would improve the aesthetics, and that would be desirable to do that. As far as the building sign, I'm okay with the rectangular shape. I think it fits well in between the windows. You see, the word Compass Rose together would be difficult to fit in between those 2 windows, whereas it's a wider sign out by the road. So I don't necessarily feel that needs to be the same look as the road sign. I think the rectangle that you proposed is agreeable as far for my regarding my opinion. I think it's just the 3 of us tonight. I don't know if there's any public comments. Erica, is there anybody in the waiting room?
Here, this is Erica. I do not see anybody at this time raising their hand.
Okay, all right. Yes,
I would like to propose that we close the public hearing and resume our deliberations.
Thank
in
you.
The private committee.
May I have a second on that? On that motion?
Come on, Brian.
I think the project proponent had his hand raised.
Yes, I just wanted to say one quick thing, guys. What Ryan was proposing was just putting the same style top on that rectangular sign that's on the building in between the windows, not putting the same road sign in between the windows. I think that's what Ryan was.
Correct. I'm not looking to have compass and rows next to it. I think the way the words are stacked is fine. I
Right.
would just like to see that same type of finished upward arch.
I think you just wanted to put still leave the rectangle vertical. However, put the rounded top on it. So what I'm open to either way, whichever,
Yeah,
either rectangle or the top to match the street
Yeah,
sign.
I mean, I'll be very honest. I as I mentioned, I would vote to approve if it had that.
I like that, Brian, because it brings the shoulders down just a little bit below the head of the windows, which is the preferred aesthetic.
Right.
So your arch top on that existing profile, bringing the shoulders down just a little bit to stay within the square footage, I think is a much preferred look, and I think it is a much better design. So thank you for suggesting that.
Okay. All right. Very good. So we have the public comment. I do not believe that we had a roll call vote on closing the public hearing.
Did you
So
get a second?
George,
Did you get a second?
second, very good. And a roll call vote. Ryan
I
Caholen, George Jessup,
Yes,
and Bette McCarthy, aye. So now we need a motion to approve both the post sign and the building sign as suggested by Ryan to have the curved top on the building sign. So may I have a motion regarding that?
oh, do you have the printout of the motions, Ryan?
yeah, I have in front of me. I'm happy to make a motion.
Would you please? I don't have them, so.
Sure. So I'd like to make a motion to approve the application from Tara O'Keefe, 1106 Main Street, West Barnstable, map 178, parcel 013/002, built 1910, for a new post and panel roadside sign with new wall sign, with the conditions that we described to include finials on the roadside sign and the arch with lower shoulders on the wall mounted sign.
All right. And may we have a second on that?
Second, George Jessup, second.
And then a roll call vote. Ryan Caholen,
Aye.
George Jessup,
Aye.
and Bette McCarthy, aye. So very good. Your sign application is approved with a slight modification, and I think it will make a much more significant appearance. So
Sure,
thank you
those
very
are
much.
Great ideas, guys. Thank you. And Erica, thank you for all your help with this, walking us through this. We appreciate it. All right, guys.
All right.
Excellent. So,
Thank you.
thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Okay. Next on the agenda, there are no minor modifications, no extensions. There's nothing else. The only other items that we need to approve tonight, we have 2 sets of minutes to approve. And the first is August 10th of 2022. Have you had an opportunity to review those?
This is Ryan Cole, and I have had the opportunity to review the minutes from August 10th, 2022.
Okay, and George?
No, I haven't, but I'll approve them blindly.
Okay. All right. So Might have a motion to approve the minutes of August 10th, 2022.
This is Ryan Caholen. I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of the meeting from August 10th, 2022 as written.
And may we have a second?
I'll second.
And then a roll call vote. George Jessup,
Aye.
Ryan Caholen,
Aye.
and Beth McCarthy, aye. The next item are the minutes for July 12th, 2023. Were there any additions or corrections to those minutes?
Ryan Caholen here. I've had a chance to review them and I have no modifications.
Okay. George,
I've had the opportunity and have no modifications as well.
and I concur with those two opinions. So may we have a motion then to accept the minutes of July 12th, 2023?
This is Ryan Caholen. I make a motion to accept the minutes for July 12th, 2023 as written.
And may we have a second?
This is George Jessup. I'll second that motion.
And then a roll call vote. George Jessup,
Aye.
Ryan Caholen,
Aye.
and Beth McCarthy, aye. So our minutes are approved. And our next meeting dates are August 9th, 2023 and August 23rd, 2023. So with that, I think we can adjourn this meeting. So I need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
This is Ryan Caholen. I make a motion to adjourn the meeting of the Old Kings Highway Historic District Committee for Wednesday, July 26th, 2023.
And
George
a
Jessup,
second.
and George Jessup, I'll second that motion.
All right. And a roll call vote. George Jessup
Aye.
and Ryan Caholen,
Aye.
and I myself also aye. So we are, I think, in my experience in over 5 years on this committee, I think this might be the shortest one. So
Well, we got it in before my power was canceled.
we'll probably be slammed at the next meeting. So, all right, everybody. Thank you all. Stay cool
All right.
and enjoy. And George, enjoy those steaks.